Now, you've probably heard about the mighty honey badger. Well, these are money badgers.
Connect your wallet and then you walk.
So positioning yourself on this now is a bit like getting an Ethereum name service back in the day.
We promised you 3 airdrop alphas. I think we've saved the best one for last.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to DGR, where we bring you the best airdrops to ape and the worst pre-sales to absolutely avoid. I'm Al, and I'm joined by Mo. How we doing, Mo?
We're doing absolutely fine. The markets are red, but that's why we're here. I think we can bring you guys some really nice airdrop farming, guys. And we have 3 specific projects that you can actually farm right now for early movers advantage. And these airdrops might reward you with some free tokens while you wait for the markets to rebound. So yeah, without wasting much of your time, let's get into these airdrops. Al, I know you have some really exciting projects we're going to talk about. You know, we're feeling bullish on. What's the first airdrop that we want to talk about this month?
Yeah, I want to talk about Paradex for a couple of reasons. Paradex has been making some waves recently, both on the culture side, releasing NFTs that I'll talk about a little bit, and then also it's part of the Perpdex trading narrative, right? And do you remember when Perpdexes were all the rage? Well, Paradex is actually one that people are still very excited about because, interestingly, 0 fees. Like that's nuts. I mean, when you're trading on these leveraged platforms, they're taking fat funding fees, they're taking closing and opening fees, and it just kills your profits. So interestingly, Paradex is building on Starknet, right? Remember Starknet? It's like an app chain on Starknet, and it's really good. So I wanted to tell people, you know, if you're into trading, or you're looking at getting into trading, this is a great place to start because no fees. There's the potential upside if you do some good trades, but also there is an ongoing XP season so that you can position yourself for the Dime airdrop. Their token's going to be called DIME, like a American coin. And I think it's really cool. So I'd like to talk a little bit through how to get stuck in. It's very simple. You just go to Paradex, connect your wallet, and then it's all about building trading volume. We've seen with a lot of these airdrops, you know, they want you to build millions of dollars worth of trading volume. And that sounds quite tricky, quite hard. But when you think about leverage, how many trades you might open, you can start with $10 or $50 or $100 and very quickly rack up quite big trading volumes. And if you're closing for a little bit of profit each time, you might even make some money. So one of the best ways to position for this is to trade, yes, but what you can also do is provide liquidity. Now, any sort of liquidity provision in these airdrops is going to provide you either with a significant multiplier to the XP you earn or boosted XP itself. So the strategy would be take half your stack, put it into liquidity, and use the other half to start building your trading volume. Now, beyond that, there are 2 other things you can think about. One, of course, referring friends. If you've got a network of friends, family, people that you know, you can onboard them for some cheeky boosts. That's free, costs you nothing. You might get something. Now, the other thing is these hilarious NFTs. So Paradex did something really cool. It airdropped these things called badger boxes to its top 300 users, I think it was. And the boxes contained a badger. Now, you've probably heard about the mighty honey badger. Well, these are money badgers, and the money badgers have been released from their boxes. And should you decide you want to go big on Paradex, you can go over to the secondary market, get your very own money badger, and enjoy most likely airdrop boosts, multiplier, XP multipliers, and more. So I think that's hilarious. Honey badgers, money badgers. I think they're contributing to the culture. They're helping people trade for low fees. It's just a very cool project. I think it's great. So we'll share a link to our article about it. And I think if you're into trading, go and check it out. I was certainly going to be checking it out myself.
Absolutely. Look, perp trading is one of the biggest crypto trading narratives coming out from last year. I think Hyperliquid and Aster, backed by Binance CZ, it really blew up the futures trading, perpetual futures trading scene. I would even say, I don't have any stats to back it up. Like, I've seen people do perp trading more than regular spot trading, which is, I think, it's a fact. And it's also a bit problematic because we don't want. That's why a lot of the major liquidations have been happening. There's a lot of risk factor. So yes, it's a good project to firm for airdrops, but if you're trading, look into the risk. Don't over leverage. Of course, it's the fees angle is really good. Low fees. That's how major exchanges have been kind of getting you, because they charge you a lot of fees. So ultimately, even when you have successful long or short positions, you don't make a lot of money because there's a lot of fees involved. So this is a good project to look up, but of course, be aware of the great risk that comes with perp trading. If you're not a seasoned or experienced crypto trader, it might be best to look into the liquidity angle, where you can actually provide liquidity to earn airdrop points. So yeah, be aware of the risk, do your own research, but this is definitely a good project to firm and move into early. So Al, thanks for that airdrop farming trip. And I'm gonna go into I think a bit more fun or casual project that I've been farming for the last couple of weeks. You've heard about walk to earn, where you can walk or exercise and you earn tokens. It sounds like a scam. Well, a lot of the previous ones were a scam, but there were some early good projects. It didn't really, catch fire. Walking to earn money, who believes that? But there's a new project that's kind of trying to get this trend going again. It's called LootGo. Basically, it's a Pokemon Go style treasure hunt, and I can literally show you on the app. There's an Android app, if you guys can see here, where you basically put treasure chests on a map to farm airdrop points for a potential highly plausible token that they're going to launch soon. So what do you do? We have a guide. You basically download the app. Is on both the iOS App Store and the Android Google Play Store. You download the app. You connect your Solana wallet. You need a Solana wallet, of course. A lot of the biggest airdrops are always on Solana. You connect your airdrop, connect your wallet, and then you walk. It's simple. Yeah, you walk. You take part in treasure hunts. Just like if you're familiar with Pokemon Go, there's a virtual map of the world around you. You see the different activities around you. You perform that. You do referrals. You do social media activities, and all of this kind of earns you points for a potential LootGo or Looty token airdrop that's gonna happen in the future, potentially in the first half of 2026. It's a really fun project. You kind of don't need much to get started on this. It's a very low effort, early fun and really engaging airdrop opportunity to go into. When the markets are down, you're not doing anything with your crypto. It's just a good early opportunity that might reward you in the soon. And to remind you, this kind of gamified crypto projects, these do tend to get a lot of hype when they launch a token. We've seen it with almost every major, crypto gamified projects. I don't want to name any, but if you've been in crypto for a long time, you've seen that people who promise projects that engage with you a lot in a meaningful way, like this, like physical activities, like engaging with different people in the communities, doing treasure and some fun stuff like that. These tends to build a large community, and when there's a community, there's a long-term utility. So it is a project to watch. LootGo, read our full guide on it. Follow their Twitter for more updates. Of course, it's still an early stage Solana project, so do your own research. It's still risky, but there's no investment involved. It's a very low capital, low effort airdrop. So yeah, why not? Give it a shot. So that was number 2. And we promised you 3 airdrop alphas. I think we've saved the best one for last, don't you think, Al?
Yeah. I mean, I love LootGo, I love Paradex, but this new project that we're going to talk about, I say new, it's not. It's been around for a couple of years. What's new is the XP seasons. Everyone is incentivizing engagement with the blockchain because, frankly, people want paying to do anything these days. I'm a big fan of that. I think that's great. But airdrop farming in general, and also like AI and InfoFi, have unfortunately given rise to a lot of what we call slop, right? Just crap, just rubbish quality, KOLs who are just bots, and like real problems in the space. Now, Ethos network is solving actual real problems. So when you solve a problem, that creates value for everybody. So we like that. But Ethos network aren't just solving, the particular problem of, there are some spammy KOLs on crypto Twitter. They're actually much bigger and more ambitious than that. So when I was researching this project, I was thinking, wow, these guys are really going for it. Yes, they want to incentivize your involvement in crypto, but what they're doing is they're assigning value to the idea of credibility, the idea that you have a sort of natural innate authority on a topic. And unfortunately, because of the stuff I mentioned earlier, we need that in crypto, right? Like, I don't love the idea of digital IDs and things like that, but that's not what this is. This is about saying, how can you monetize reputation? How can you assign a value to the words that you say that people believe? So Ethos Network, they're running XP programs that are linked to building a sort of credibility score, right? And the score is quite complicated. We've written a guide that will take you more into that. But basically, you sign up and you do these things called attestations, which is where you sort of prove who you are through linking profiles. But then you start to build your on-chain reputation, and you do that in a couple of ways. And I think this is really cool. So you can farm this drop. It's on Base, I believe, the Ethereum layer 2. So, gas fees will be very low, but you will need some ETH. What you do is imagine, the reviews on the Google Play Store or the App Store. Like, imagine if you could review a particular KOL's Twitter and say, this guy's changed his username 15 times and he showed me a bunch of meme coins that went to zero. I don't like him. He's not very credible. Well, Ethos Network lets you do that. At the same time, you can be positive about it. So you can go and leave positive or negative reviews on people, and you can actually sort of stake your vouching for someone. So you can assign some value to what you're saying and say, I believe in this person enough that I'm going to essentially stake some Ethereum into this claim. It's a really cool idea. I've never actually really seen anything like this. Maybe projects like this exist already. But I was looking through it and I was just thinking, this is so different and so cool. And again, I've said it, but they're constantly rewarding and giving back to the community. So anyone that's using this thing is going to get on a leaderboard of points. So you're building your XP, you're building your credibility score, you're improving your reputation, but you're also positioning yourself not just for an Ethos network airdrop. They have partner integrations, a bunch of them. And imagine a new project could come on and say, we're going to airdrop anybody with a high credibility score on Ethos network. So positioning yourself on this now is a bit like getting an Ethereum name service back in the day. It's a way of boosting your credibility, which is only positive. That's only going to be beneficial for you. The fact that you can farm XP through this and get rewards, that's awesome. So I would encourage everybody, go and read our guide on Ethos Network, get stuck in. Maybe we'll get some team profiles going on there, and you guys can review us. Let's do it, because it looks great. The project is solid, and it's a new idea. And like Mo said, whilst the markets are a little depressed, it's time to walk around and claim loot boxes, yes, but also improve your on-chain credibility.
Amazing. Yeah. So these were all great alphas. Alex, you always farm them yourself and review them. I'm always active in this project, so we only bring you projects that we have tested and tried. So until next time, these were the 3 airdrops you need to be looking into right now.
Awesome. Cheers, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.